top. Is it Control? Daniel Miller on the bottom with mono green Brute Scale. We got a handshake. We got some cards. You can see the handshake here. I think you wouldn't normally see that in round 1 or 2, but I think when players feel the weight of like the later part of a tournament, you know, things are getting serious. Every round really matters.
Yeah, absolutely. 6-1 record from both these players. They are already locked in for day number 2. But hey, when you're 6-1, the only thing you don't want to be is 6-3 at the end of this.
Absolutely true. So we see a Devourer card. All right, it's a hand as the draw. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not how that card works. That'd be really good. So Steam events go. We're going to see a lot of passing of a turn from James, just kind of saying go. And we see Ugin's Labyrinth. There goes the Devourer under it. 2 mana on turn 1. That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. And, you know, now ramping into your 1-drop and taking 1 mana burn. I mean, if we're playing, you know, this kind of boomer-ish style, is it control deck, we got to put mana burn back, like really bring it back, wouldn't you think?
I like the pump fake, too, because, like, you know, turn 1, 2 mana, tap 2. James might have spell snare at the ready. It's just a 1-drop. Sorry. Yeah. No spell snares for you. So we got Thundering Falls, little end step scry, as is usually the case here in Modern, down to 19. I'd imagine it's important for James to get on the board here, get some pressure going. We're built here as is a control, burying the lead a little bit. This is definitely a tempo deck.
It definitely does feel like a tempo deck, and I think this deck would have very polarizing matchups. If I'm James and I play against Boros Energy, I'm going to feel like I can't win. But if I'm James and I play against Amulet with 4 subtleties, you know, Brazen Borrowers to bounce stuff, Tidebinder to counter the abilities, Flame of Anor to blow up amulets, like I would imagine this is a buy for James if he plays against Amulet, you know?
All right, so we see just an island once again. James be passing him a turn a lot here. Urza Saga on the side of Daniel. Another card seems quite good against James's deck.
Yeah.
And turn 2, the Flesh Raker coming down. And we're going to see an actual factual counterspell.
Gotta love it. Yeah, Urza Saga does look excellent here. Not a lot of interaction for that card really at all.
I mean, I guess maybe the 4 Brazen Borrowers, the Petty Theft being a concession to that a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, you can bounce the constructs and stuff, but it's still like kind of a 3-for-1 in that aspect, you know?
I'm not saying it's great, but,
yeah, okay.
You know, it is definitely a path.
Okay. I'm here for that.
All right, so Besage of a land, so 4 mana available for Daniel. Now Daniel's able to squeeze if I want to cast spells or use Urza Saga. Spells it is. Again, we do have the Devourer under the Ugin's Labyrinth. It's not 3 lands, it's only 2, but it is 3 mana.
Yep.
So we're floating colorless here and casting a good old Rumble.
With 1 mana floating, so you can sack this spawn, make a construct if Daniel so chooses.
Yep, so that resolves. Grove of the Burmos is back. Brute Scale, a Flesh Raker, and a Vexing Bauble.
Okay. I mean, that's the other half of the combo. So if you want to try to just combo off, you can get your powerful 2-drop. If you need the land, you can do that. The one thing is I think James's deck is actually pretty good at dealing with the combo side. If I was Daniel, I would be really trying to lean into the Emrakul side. That's where you really get them.
Agree, yeah. Without Ragavans or DRCs, the clock on James' side is not particularly quick.
Hold on, partner. We got Ragavans. They're coming in next game.
Sure, that is fair. I agree that's most likely true. It's also important to note that there are 2 Avatar Souls in Daniel's deck, and there's also 4 Sowing Myco-Spawns, a mostly uncounterable way to get them.
Oh, God. That's a really good point.
Pretty good. But End Step Flame Manor, going to just draw 2 cards. Most assumedly. I guess we could have a Shatter here on the Blade of the Blood Chief or the token, but no wizard in sight just yet.
Yeah, not even a lot of wizards in the deck. There's only 6 total. But hey, this deck goes so long that even just divination or just kill any creature or just destroy an artifact, having that, you know, optionality is just plenty fine. I mean, and if you ever get to go Snapcaster, Flashback, Flame of Anor, oh baby, we've done it.
All right, so we see actually a Shatter or 5 damage, pick your poison, taking out the Karnstruct, so no card draw. James is just going to play their land and pass the turn. So keeping the board clear, keeping those counter spells up. Let's say that makes it Brazen Borrower not very likely here, but
that's just good, honest magic right now from James.
3 mana Shatter. All right, see Subtlety in hand for James. I think I saw Consult the Star Charts also. Consult, a really awesome new card.
So good.
Love that card.
Yeah, just like an upgraded Memory Deluge, and Memory Deluge was already awesome.
Yep.
You know, so Consult the Star Charts, truly phenomenal.
All right, so Saga's going to go away, making a Karnstruct on the way out. Going to go get something here. What's that something going to be? We're going to find out.
I really like Daniel just soaking all the value out of his cards, even if he had other decent plays. Like, this is a deck where you just want to try to outvalue as much as you can. Force James to answer something every single turn and just really run him out of resources. This isn't a deck that restocks, with Quantum Riddler when you get low kind of thing. It is a deck where if you run out of steam, you kind of just run out of steam.
Yeah, this is a deck where it's a lot of nickel and diming.
Yes.
And kind of like an old school kind of classic control tempo deck, where cards these days, the reason why these decks have fallen out of favor is because cards are just so good. Cards make so much value. It's hard to kind of keep up with this nickel and dime thing, but it's worked well for James so far at 6-1.
But here's the nice thing. Vexing Bauble, a card that's normally very good against, every deck in Modern right now. Not James's. You have Subtlety. That's your only free spell. So, you are sidestepping, you're juking a little bit of what the metagame is prepared for. And also, people don't know how to play against James's deck. James probably knows exactly how to play against Mono Green Brute Scale, so you have that aspect of it. And if this deck was a closed deckless tournament, James is really getting some added bonuses from his deck choice.
Yeah, that's one of my gripes with open deckless tournaments is
Same.
You bring a really spicy deck like this and your opponent just kind of has to really figure out on the fly what's going on, which I think is a really important skill in Instant Magic.
Agreed.
The ability to kind of okay, well, you're playing this card, it means you're probably playing this card, to kind of piece together the deck as you're going. But of course, that's not necessary in open deckless. But End Consult, top 4 cards, little mini dig through time.
Yeah, stymies creativity a little bit, I would say.
Yes.
But at the flip side, we think about the alternative. A player has a round 1 feature match. People get to see exactly what their deck list is. Now that's not really fair, So I get the open deck list thing. Makes total sense. And you got to be good at both in today's day and age of Magic. You got to understand what open and closed deck list does to your tournament.
For sure. So James is going to untap here, getting back to where James wants to be with a bunch of islands untapped. Got a pretty full grip, saying go. A couple subtleties, a Brazen Borrower. Petty Theft on that construct looks pretty good.
I see an Otawara as well. Man, I'm just very jealous of James. And I'm going to say that a lot, I feel.
All right, here comes a 4/4 construct token. And now James needs to decide, is it take the damage, leave mana up, or fire a bounce spell? It's going to be take the damage.
Love that.
I think hard casting subtlety here looks very, very good.
Yeah, if we go Glaring Fleshrager or something, I'm like, oh, heck yeah. Let's bounce that, and then you can Petty Theft the construct when you have 6 mana.
Yeah, I don't think that James cares what it is. I think if any creature would be cast, you hard cast subtlety.
Oh, yeah. Mem Knight, put it on top.
But we're going to see a rumble instead. So Daniel kind of feeling that vibe and deciding, I'm just going to rumble here, take a little look, fill that graveyard, perhaps build towards Emrakul.
Yep, and just hit a land drop, it looks like. We have not hit a land drop, since I feel round 6 at this point. As we really need to find one. Urza's Saga would be amazing off this rumble. So I think if James has the foresight of, hey, you don't have a lot of mana available, and oh, baby, Snapcaster Mage, and let's get that one out of there.
Snap Counterspell. That's the high five to every person watching right now.
Yeah.
I know you're feeling it. I'm feeling it. Corey, high five. Oh, yeah. Hope you heard that.
Oh, yeah. James is just making so many fans here, too.
Yep.
The fact that he also could have, which is very tempting because James did have the ability to go Snapcaster, draw 2, kill the construct.
Yep.
That is pretty tempting as well.
And it goes to show how good Rumble is. You know? You don't often counter a Ponder, but Rumble gives so much value and brings Daniel to a point of the game where things are uncounterable.
Yeah.
Finds Myco Spawn, finds Cavern of Souls, finds Emrakul. So, love the play here.
I just had to do a double check at Brazen Borrow, see if you could bounce your own Snapcaster with it. You can't. Dang, that would have been next level stuff.
That's a bummer. Luckily, there's plenty more snappies in there.
So now James set up this turn very nicely by being patient, has the ability to Petty Theft the construct and Subtlety a creature here. So really nice stuff if Daniel does decide to just play a creature.
Yeah, this is really important when you're playing a scrappy nickel and dime deck like this. You can't miss your spots.
Yeah.
You really, if your cards are a little worse than your opponents on raw rate, but they're good when you're played at the right times, really important. So
need to use your life total as a resource.
Yep. Rumble coming in for round number 2. And once again, James, every time Daniel casts a spell, James, is that okay with you?
Yeah. And this time James has to say A-OK as he had Bolt, double subtlety, and that Brazen Borrower in hand. So no card advantage, but hey, this is kind of what we were saying. Like, this isn't a deck that's never going to run out of steam. It doesn't have Quantum Riddlers. It doesn't have, Narsets to fairies to just keep drawing over and over. It's tempoing you out.
Here's the window card is a problem. So you got Soya Myco Spawn can come in, go get a Cavern of Souls, which makes a lot of the Eldrazi uncounterable. Not good against subtlety, but good against the counters part of a deck. We see multiple subtlety in hand for James. And that's where that tempo can swing, where subtlety comes in, puts a card on top. Now there's an attacker in play, and now the texture changes from I can play slow against your counter spells to now there's a clock.
I'm kind of thinking maybe of going back on that statement right now, because the one thing that's really awesome is, if you get your lands blown up, that kind of sucks, but subtlety on Myco Spawn with the search on the stack, I mean, that's kind of nice. You don't get the Myco Spawn, right?
That's true, yes.
Yeah. So subtlety just cleanly answers it, except they do get a free land.
Yep. All right, so going to suit up his Karnstruck with 2 Blade of the Blood Sheaf. We got dual wielding here, but sorry,
Boom.
Petty Theft.
Out of there.
I feel like the card's really named. Petty Theft doesn't steal anything.
Yeah.
He just bounces it,
Yeah.
I don't know, just petty, whatever.
We'll go ask the design teams on that one.
Definitely.
The Eldraine hit from 4 years ago or whatever.
Yep. Has a great animation on Arena too.
Yeah.
Borrower just flies in.
That one is nice. I'm a big fan of that.
All right, so looking at the graveyard, got to keep tabs on what Daniel has access to,
and maybe Delirium.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big one.
Yes. What's the count for Emrakul?
Yeah.
Right, end step. Bolt the Scion.
That's pretty telling that Daniel's close.
Spawn, sorry, yes. All right, so that's dead. Borrower's in. Here's a clock. And all of a sudden, we went from being in a very controlling state to now James has 5 power in play. Right now, Daniel's board is empty.
God, I just can't get over how excited I am about this, because think about if Emrakul even comes down. Subtlety on Emrakul, sure, you control your opponent's turn. If James's whole hand is 1 more subtlety and 3 flyers, you just give him a thumbs up and say, yeah, I just hope I don't draw a lightning bolt or something, but you can have my turn. I don't care.
Yep. My turns are great.
Yeah. And what are you going to do? Attack? Great. Don't block. You take some damage.
Right. All right. Land 7. Pass back. Daniel draws.
1 subtlety in hand from James, and that it looks to be it. Wait, maybe 2 subtleties.
I believe it was 2, yeah.
Okay, it just looked like he has 1 card there, but yeah, he must still have 2.
These blue players very deceptive.
Very.
Stack up how many cards in hand? I don't know.
That's your problem.
Yeah. You tell me. I don't know. You got eyes.
Don't do that. For anyone not realizing Jim is joking, tell your opponent if they ask you a question.
All right, so Hugins Labyrinth, no imprint, and just going to pass the turn.
I believe a command is in the future.
So Kozilek's command did give his Eldrazi decks a lot of nimbleness and flexibility.
Yeah.
But it is really the only big instant in the deck, so kind of like the company, it's a little face up.
But it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. You're just like, what are you going to do about it? And right now, James has no choice except, hey, I should play Subtlety to be more proactive because one of my creatures is going to die, a.k.a. the Brazen Borrower more than likely, or hold it back and try to play more controlling. So if I'm James, I'm playing a Subtlety.
Yeah, I like that too. Just get in play and try to get this game over with. This is not a matchup where, the uncounterability, you see a Cavern in play also, always cast triggers. I think the game wants to end, but gotta wait.
James came to play draw go, and that's what he's going to do.
Yeah. And it looks like Daniel's just taking the damage, so we're going to see. Daniel going to go for the end step command. Maybe not looking for the kill. Maybe looking for Scions and a card draw on Emrakul.
Yeah, definitely possible. There is an Emrakul there right in the window, so I'm also shocked about it, though, just because you got to think, what is the benefit of waiting till end step here? And I don't see a big reason. If it gets countered in combat as well.
All right, so yeah, Cavern of Souls, even though it is an Eldrazi spell, Cavern of Souls cares about creatures. There's a counter spell.
And he drew that. If Daniel just played that proactively, that couldn't have existed. So, if I'm Daniel, I'm playing that at my opponent's upkeep.
Yep, I think I agree with that. So, a lot of that jockeying your position here with instant speed stuff, and James says, you're going to get into this instant speed mud with me, all right?
Yeah.
We're going to have to time things perfectly. And, Daniel not used to what James is doing over there.
Yeah.
Wants to go for the end step play, but ends up getting countered. And now is some serious work to do at 8 life.
Yeah, that is probably the game, you know? And, like, here's Rumble number 15, though, to try to get him out of it.
We got a deck check here on Daniel. That's a lot of rumbling.
I'd play a lot of that cards if I could.
That's true.
Probably at least 8 in this deck.
All right, Command, Urza Saga, Haywire Might, and I can't tell what that last. That's an Emrakul. Hello. All right, can't quite cast that one, but
you know, if out of all the alternate art kind of things, at least that one's pretty clear. It's in the biggest words possible.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah, I like that one. Thank you, Daniel.
All right, so now of course Daniel is at 8. We see 5 power in play for James, and 5 minus 8 is 3. Lightning Bolt does 3 damage.
Or how about Subtlety? One of the 2 in hand. That's a Lightning Bolt with legs.
Corey, I want to see a Lightning Bolt, damn it.
Okay, all right. We'll get our producer on. Will someone tell James to not win the game until he has Bolt Snap Bolt available, please?
All right, so Urza Saga comes down. And
put that on the top of the deck, Daniel.
Here's an uncounterable Brood Scale. Sorry, Subtlety going back. And that is a lethal attack in play. I guess Snapcaster could be blocked by the Scion. That's a little Scion. Spawn, sorry. I can say Scion, don't I?
Yeah, I think you do,
Spawn, Scion. You say tomato, I say tomato, and I'm wrong, and you're right. That's a Spawn token in play. Can still block Snapcaster Mage. So a bolt off the top still does it.
Now we want to see it. James, give the people what they want. I don't want to see a Lightning Bolt. I want to see a Snapcaster Bolt.
Sure.
Okay? I want to feel.
I am picky. All right. Untap. Gotta pack it up here. Okay. So we had a block available. Maybe James flashed a card or said I have something like that. But there you go. James takes game 1 in pretty convincing fashion, considering there are so many like cast triggers and Cavernous Souls in this Brood Scale deck.
Yeah, that was confusing. That we just had the block there ready to go, and then I mean you had a chance to cast Emrakul, so that seemed like a very hasty scoop to me. Maybe the life totals were wrong as well, but
it might be a card flash, something like that. It'd be like, I have his petty theft, you're dead, or whatever. But
I think it was a Scalding Tarn, though.
All right, well, I don't know. So we'll go over to Daniel's side, look at the sideboard here, and we see a sideboard of 1 Bojuka Bog, 2 Damping Spear, 3 Dismember, 1 Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Nature's Claim, 1 Bithing Needle, 3 Thief of Existence, and 2 Vexing Bauble. I have a question for you, Corey. Does Thief of Existence have reach? I know most green rares do these days. I don't remember if that one does.
I don't think it does. I really don't think it does.
I don't think it does either. So what do you got coming in here?
Yeah, as far as stuff to bring in, I'd like the Dismembers to deal with some of the flyers. You know, that's kind of it. Yeah, I mean, I guess Grafdigger's Cage. I really hope Daniel doesn't bring in Grafdigger's Cage just because it shuts down Snapcaster, and I want to see Snapcasters, but that could easily be a pretty nice one as well. So really just Dismembers and Cages are the standouts to me.
All right, and then on James' side, we got 4 Consign of Memory, as all blue decks do. 2 Dress Down, 3 Fire Magic, 1 Hercule's Recall, hell yeah. 3 Ragavan, a Nimble Pilferer, 1 Spell Snare, 1 Stern Scolding. Ragavan coming in here?
Yeah, on the draw, I could see it not coming in. It does still seem pretty strong, so I'm bringing in, for sure, Consigns, and I would not be very shocked to see Ragavan coming in. It's really all about what do you want to take out. So the cards that are kind of iffy to me are Spell Snare and Stern Scolding. They are both great at dealing with the problematic Eldrazi's, but they do not get around the Cavernous Souls. So I could see leaving those in because you kind of have to, or I could see just taking them out and being on your way.
All right, well, they're going to figure that one out with these open deck lists. You see the deck list laid out there. But we're going to remind you about a big sale we got coming up from StarCityGames.com. All right, and folks, free shipping. Shipping ain't cheap these days. You know?
It really isn't.
It really is not. So free shipping on orders of $100 or more in singles. That is, of course, singles only 48 straights and no pre-orders. But there's a lot of Magic cards out there. You can fill that card up and get to $100 pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And we got Bloodletter Vaquasat, Cyclonic Rift for all you Commanders players, and many, many more. So, Corey, you got to buy some cards. What are you buying right now?
I'm buying this Izzet control deck in full. Add to cart.
All right.
Ship to my house.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Ship to your house. Not going to pick it up?
No, I'm not going to pick it up.
Okay.
If there's free shipping,
that's fair.
I'm utilizing every single sale SCG has. If they say free shipping, I'm not going to say I'm going to drive over 15 minutes. I'm accepting this free shipping.
Corey's an opportunist, and you should be too. So
exactly.
Get on there, StarCityGames.com, check out the sale, and don't delay. All right, back to our that Spawn Token is still in play. Just like he's like, wait, what about me?
I think maybe that's the agreement they had. Instead of blocking with that creature, they're just like, I'm just going to start with it and go from there. So,
all right, this is like a live look in here in our wonderful picture to Esper Blink versus another green Brood Scale deck. We see a lot going on here. Solitude, Overlord, Riddler against a couple of Brood Scales. Springleaf Drum in play also. Yeah,
doing some math here, and I also just want to give a shout out. Jesse Pelond on the bottom. We see him top 8ing so many events, Has been a part of a lot of different formats, made it to the Pro Tour, had a pretty decent run here at Edge of Eternity as well. So Jesse Pelond has been a person who lost back-to-back win-and-ins at some of our RCs and spotlights here earlier in the year, finally broke through, won his winning in to get to a Pro Tour, and then capitalized on it. So Jesse Pelond is someone I very much want to keep an eye on, as I think he is just all about consistent result after consistent result.
What I love here is the power of Soya Myco Spawn. Yes, that is for Eldrazi Temple in play. Thank you very much.
I was really just talking up Jesse so much to avoid talking about this absurd battle state that we're seeing. But either way, it looks like it's all bad news bears for Jesse here, as he's also down a game and staring down, just an absurd battlefield. Wait, no, he's controlling his things. I bet an Emrakul.
There it is in exile. It's got Solitude.
Yes.
Oh. So we got one player playing 2 games here.
I thought he was doing like what players will do to like see if I can get through this, kind of, being a little aggressive on the cards, be like, you can do this, you can do that. No, he's controlling the turn here.
Yeah, eat some Cheetos first.
Yeah.
Get those Cheetos fingers all over their cards. And I'll play with this. Oh, you'll attack with this too. I'll tap those lands. Tap them again. Yep.
You're a monster.
I know.
You're an absolute monster.
It's my heel turn. All right, man. This is a terrible attack from Joel. What's Joel doing here?
Yeah, Joel is really punting here left and right. I mean, that was not a favorable attack. Trading one Sowing Myco Spawn for an Overlord and just chump attacking with that Witch Enchanter? I did not recommend any of those attacks.
Allowing your opponent to just pick up your cards and just attack for you? What do you think?
I think Joel actually solituded his own creature there too, so maybe a bit of a misstep here from Joel.
Yeah. And of course, we're making fun here. That was an Emrakul turn. Joel was under Jesse's control, so.
We have fun here.
Yes, we're having a good time. So,
Joel also, underneath that swamp, I don't want to alarm everyone at home, but he's got a full text.
All right. Let's go back.
A full text land.
Let's go back to the main match here, and let's get off. Let's not get Corey on this train, all right?
It's a full text land.
If this is the train, I'm getting off.
Ugh.
All right, so James up a game here with this innovative take on is it control/tempo. Daniel on the bottom got a little bit of work to do and has the tools to do it for sure. Cavern of Souls and more. And, of course, Emrakul. Emrakul would look pretty good against James's deck, but a little mulligan on James's side, and we're off to the races. We do see a Cavern of Soul in the window for Daniel.
And I'm just so impressed with James's list with the subtleties. The 4X subtlety list we saw at Pro Tour Edge of Eternity that made it to the top 4, that deck seemed very interesting, innovative, and something we haven't really seen, but now we're starting to see subtleties as a 4 of in a lot of different decks, and especially if Amulet is on the rise, which it would make sense that it is after a good start that it's having here. That's going to be a card that we're going to see a lot more of, I think.
It's a good card name because, Fury, Grief, Solitude, it's a little more subtle than those.
Yeah.
But it is quite a powerful card still.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, Springleaf Drum here. A little fancy version of that. Urza Saga.
Love it.
Drum is, it's okay. More of a, my Saga's gone. I just ruined you to mana, but.
Sadly, Drum basically got banned once Mox Opal got unbanned. Drum was sitting in the main deck, like, let's go. I'm a part of the team. Then Mox Opal came and, just strictly got benched immediately. Maybe a one-of at best.
I mean, I see Drum in the game on the table right now. 6-1 at the regional championship here at SGCon Houston.
And zero opals. Zero opals. So you're
exactly.
Right. I'll eat my words on that.
Correct. So don't hate the player, hate the game. All right. So once again, land pass for James, as is the case most of the time. Grove of the Burmos is back. Saga's ready to go. And again, Dan can kind of sit back on the Saga, make a few tokens, have a few stray artifacts in play.
Yep, that looked excellent. Really no good answer from James at all.
What is that? Is that our Karnstruck in response to the sacrifice on the Tarn?
I think so.
There's no, like, 2-mana stifly effect, right? I guess the Spider Sense counter abilities?
And triggered abilities, not activated. So, yeah, I don't see a big reason to do it either. But, hey, here we are.
Yeah, 6 of one, half of the other.
Yeah. Now, the one sideboard card that I totally missed that James almost assuredly brought in, Dress Down. Dress Down's so good against Construct. He for sure brought those in. I was just thinking, like, there's no great answer to the Construct. Dress Down's the best answer to Constructs out of any card right now. It used to be Blood Moon, but, you know, with the rules change, the Dress Downs are just unbelievable.
All right, so we see a Bolt there on the Constructs, signifying probably no Dress Down available, so you want to get Bolt them if you can.
Yeah.
You got an island, and pass the turn.
A Drago. James been doing it all day.
All right, so Saga goes up. Chapter 3 is a time for another Construct. It is. Get back in here, little robot. Your work is not done. Where'd you get, robot?
Ooh, okay, so there is a consign in the window, so James can counter Chapter 3 and the Construct right now.
Isn't the Construct activated, right? Consign's only triggered, I believe. Right?
Yes, the words I just said when I said it couldn't counter this. Yeah, very, very, very true.
It's still get rid of the Saga here, though, and keep it. I think, and then also keeping an artifact off the board, so it's less sizing too.
Yes.
If a Construct's only like a 2/2 or whatever, it really isn't that big of a deal.
Very true.
All right, so counter that trigger. So the Construct itself is good. The ability on Saga is not. So no artifact to get. And this is going to be a lot of Daniel's turn.
Yeah.
Right.
Plays the Labyrinth, no imprint it looks like, and just a good old-fashioned 3-for-1 on that Saga, but you know what? It's gone.
Yep, so cleaning house here. And not a ton of mana. You know, we can see Ugin's Labyrinth, no imprint. We see no land for James and a pass, which is probably not ideal.
No, not ideal, and I mean, I just cannot stress enough. Look at the graveyard from James and how much interaction has been played, and then look at the graveyard from Daniel. It was all to deal with this one card. Urza's Saga is incredible.
It is very, very good. Recently got better, too.
Yeah, it really did.
All right, so here is a uncounterable Glaring Fleshraker. And again, another problem here is Cavern of Souls. These lands are really giving James fits. You know, you can't counter a land, and these they're doing a lot. But you know what time it is.
Oh, yeah. Snap Bolt. Let's go. I'm pumped.
Out of town. Glaring Fleshraker, you are done. Snappy's here, and the clock is on. 20-18 goes Daniel. Does James find a land? Looks like the answer is no.
It doesn't even matter. We just bolted here, so I mean, I'm just here for it.
All right, draw a card for Daniel. Daniel gotta find a way to get on board here. Maybe these land drops and developing mana is pretty important for Daniel too, right?
Yeah, definitely. And that's one thing that Daniel's, really struggled with last time. And, we just saw how much work and how much resources one Urza Saga ate up. Let's just say we had another one right now. Play a good spell and then Saga for the next 2 turns without sight of a Dress Down just feels, insurmountable.
All right, we're going to see a Kozilek's Command. I'm going to assume this is probably drawing and then making a Scion.
Yeah, and proactive, so I just don't think we're going to see it resolve. We see a counterspell there. There's also Flame of Anor, so right now James is trying to look for any excuse to not counter anything so he can just go, blow up the drum, draw 2, but I think Kozilek's Command is just too good here.
Yeah, this play is saying, I'm in a hole and I need to get out.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're James, you want to, say, no, you stay in that hole, you're in the mud, and I'm going to keep you there?
Yeah.
A little Spawn Friend is back.
At least check out exactly what it's putting into play. Making sure they're not 1/1s because then your Snapcaster clock is gone. So there we go. Flame of Anor with one of our 6 wizards to be able to get some good value.
All right, so I'm going to assume that there were spawn tokens on the way here. So didn't want to allow the drum to tap for mana, which is reasonable enough. So we got a scry and a draw and a spawn.
Yeah, pretty weak. I mean, just to find a land drop, but hey, we did it.
Fancy land is that there?
Maybe an Eldrazi Temple?
I think you're correct.
That looks, yeah. I'm looking at the real temple art here, and it's got those same downward triangles. So I'm piecing together that one.
I love triangles. What a great shape.
Yeah, it's just a pyramid upside down.
All right, so take a peek at the graveyard. We got a type check. It's a lot of types there. Land, enchantment, kindred, instant, artifact. I don't know how many that was. So I stopped counting. I just kind of was saying them, but it's a lot.
Enchantment, creature,
6,
artifact.
right?
Yeah, we got 6 types, so.
4 cards,
7,
6 types,
8,
not
9,
bad.
10, 11, 12. So with a land drop, any land drop, not even one of our tempo land drops, Daniel's good to go with Emrakul and see if James will have the answer. I did think I see the subtlety, but man, subtlety at this stage of the game doesn't seem that strong. There was another command in the window, though.
Yeah, I think land 4 is pretty important. I think casting subtlety is a lot different than pitching it.
Agreed. Although, maybe pitching it to get rid of a very pesky blue card that could hurt him in the Emrakul turns, that could be reasonable as well.
I do love the flavor of Emrakul, where it really does feel like you're going mad trying to prepare for it. Like you're making all these crazy plays, like you're killing your own stuff or wasting your spells because you know Emrakul is coming.
Yeah.
It incites madness very well.
It really does.
All right, so you see Ancient Stirrings from Daniel. Gonna try to look at the top 5 cards, pick a colorless card, if James is okay with that.
I see Counterspell, Brazen Borrower, Subtlety, Land, and a red card in the background, probably Lightning Bolt.
All right, thinking it through.
I got to say, James has played quite well. He's really thought about things like, this feels like a card you just always let go, but like James is recognizing if you get to a certain mana point, I can't do much about Emrakul, and oh my goodness, all you needed was 1 mana here. So that actually boosted you by 2, right? So we have 7th card in the graveyard, Eldrazi Temple. We don't even need the spawn to cast Emrakul now if we have it.
Yeah, there's 7 types, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yep.
We don't have it, though.
Math checks out, but we got nothing, so... Now James is hitting the point now where it's time to start thinking about turning the corner, right?
Yeah.
This game's got to end.
And now if I'm Daniel, I'm thinking about this upkeep command. I want to avoid what happened last game. Even though the counterspell is there, I just think that would be maybe the tight technical play to be doing against this deck all the time. Just limit the resources.
What would your thoughts have been on an end-step subtlety there?
Just to put pressure on...
Yep. Yeah, we got mana wasted just to fetch for a dual land, not a lot of value gained.
I don't think I love it, but I would have. There was a Flame of Anor. I would much rather like to draw 2, kill a spawn, but then the command resolves, and that's pretty scary too. So James is representing and prioritizing countering this face-up command, and I think I actually agree with James on this.
All right, sounds good. 6 mana as a command. X is 4. Take out Snapcaster Mage, and doesn't matter what the mode is. It's probably getting countered.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you're playing 4X Flame of Anor and you're playing a Snapcaster deck, leave my Snapcasters alone. Right. Yeah.
And I imagine it was on the scry draw thing here, and with so much mana in play, 1 Emrakul probably ends it, so let's not let the scry 4 go down.
Yep, agreed.
All right, so pass it back, going Daniel's way. And Daniel is pretty well set up here. Temples, Cavernous Souls.
Just missing the Emrakul, so if we have it, we're almost assuredly snapping it off.
Is that
yeah, that's what I was thinking the same.
All right, goodbye cards.
James is just like, God, why don't I have a Bajuka Bog?
Yeah, right. All right. Gain a life off the Grove. 2 mana tapped. Is it the 19th copy of Rumble? It is. All right. James once again. And the thing about James's deck is that every turn is a test. Do I counter this? Do I counter that? Got to go for the counter spell. I think I like that. I think that's too many looks at Emrakul.
Agreed. And there is the Myco spawn. So now you're able to search for another land. The subtlety is there, but maybe we don't care. I don't know what that red card is. Is that just a mountain?
I think it's a mountain. It looks very Blood Moon-esque. We know it's not, but
I think it's Tron.
I think it's
like it's a Tron mountain. The series Tron?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Very vibrant colors like that. I could be wrong.
All right, well, Myco spawn on the stack. We got a trigger. With all those temples, there was enough to kick it too. So exile a land, search for a land. And the body in play is also super relevant with this 3/3 versus the 2/1. James's deck is scrappy.
Yeah.
These are small, tricky creatures. They don't rumble super well.
Daniel's been rumbling quite well. I don't know what you're talking about. He's got like 6 rumbles, bro.
I got it. Just too slow. just too slow.
You looked at me like you're so mad. Like, what did I do?
What are you talking? Oh.
It's been a long day.
Oh, right.
It's been a long day of you having to put up with me, so I get it, Jim.
Rumble.
Yeah.
Rumble, grumble.
Ooh, and that is got to be the best land to search up. Daniel recognized, the last time I had Urza's Saga, you had to point 3 actual Magic cards at it to deal with it. I'm going to do that again.
Yep. And again, Daniel's at 14, so it's hard for James to, apply enough pressure where James is going to deal with the Myco Spawn, maybe deal with these Construct tokens, but there's a lot of Emrakul's in there and a lot of ways to find them.
Yeah, there really is. 3 in the main, 0 in the side, but that is plenty. And we don't see, the card James really wants right now, a Flame of Anor. That is your card advantage card. You need the Wizard. You need to be able to deal with a creature and draw 2 cards. Get some card advantage to be able to fight what Daniel's doing because, we're getting to this point where now the Saga is going to bury you.
All right, so draw for Daniel. And...
hello.
That was fun once. Let's do it again. Uncounterable with the Cavern of Souls. Gonna kick it. Gonna kill another land and get another land. If it's another Urza Saga, this is a hell of a plan.
I mean, that's what I'm getting. That's absolutely what I'm getting.
This is really tough for James to fight through. Just an unbelievable amount of uncounterable card advantage.
Yeah. So there is a Spidey Sense in hand.
All right, that counters an instant, sorcery, or triggered ability.
Yeah.
I guess that it is triggered, right? So when you cast a spell. So.
Yeah. So you get to only deal with one, though. Consign, would be able to deal with both of them, but...
So, this is a way to stop one Saga from entering the battlefield, right?
I'm definitely throwing my Steam Vent away to deal with that, that's for sure. But no, it looks like he's just letting it all happen.
All right. Gotta go in, take a look.
I gotta say, Spidey Sensing with Web Slinging back your Snapcaster. Oh.
That does sound nice.
That is so nice.
All right, how about another Urza Saga? And we're starting to see, the real pull of, Magic cards in the last few years are so powerful and do so much. And why a lot of this, had a scrappy, countery, tricky, things have not been as effective lately.
And I will even say, I'll even take that a step further. Urza's Saga alone is just one of the best lands we've ever seen. Sure, there are a lot of cards that are great that have been printed recently, but Urza's Saga is, 3 years old or whatever? And it's getting better and better, I feel. Urza's Saga is low-key maybe one of the best cards in Modern right now. Quantum Riddler's up there after it just got printed in Edge of Eternity, but Saga's been there for a while.
Yeah, a defining card for sure.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep printing more artifacts, keep printing more 1-drops,
Yeah.
All right, so the train of Constructs begins. Choo choo, that's the number 1. That's the conductor. And there are plenty more to come. And these Myco Spawns are also, they're just 3/3s. They are, astoundingly well-sized on this board.
Now, James did pick up a Flame of Anor. That's got to be his second best draw next to a Dress Down. But that's still quite good. Uh-oh, we're counting.
Man, so... I'm just going to look at my graveyard, no real reason.
Just don't mind me. I just want to see if I have Threshold.
Yeah, just, check to see, just a few things here.
You might be able to make a Construct, too. Just had all these.
Yeah, all right. So here's a Construct on the stack.
And, Jim, I'm just noticing a new factor entering the game that I have not paid attention to yet. The clock.
Oh. We're having so much fun that, yeah. Okay, 11 minutes.
Oh, but Spidey Sense to return a Subtlety to then Subtlety and Emrakul? Okay.
All right, that's pretty cool.
It's exactly just cool. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but... And we also don't know for sure the Emrakul's there, but... We for sure now know the Subtlety's there now, though, to deal with it, so Daniel has to react to that.
All right, we got a count going again. We got Enchantment, Land. We got Artifact, Creature, Instant, Kindred, Sorcery. That's 7. That's a lot.
That is a lot. That's got to be close to the max this deck can produce, right?
Yeah, I mean, even
or like any deck could produce.
Yeah, even if the Emrakul gets subtlety'd, I mean, Snapcaster runs into a construct. There's still a bunch of power in play. Saga's still there too. Tough spot. If I'm James, I think I have to start thinking about, all right, got about 10 minutes left. You might want to be going to game 3 here.
Yeah, I know he's been snapping a lot of things here, but I'd be snapping this game off and be heading to game 3 as well.
But James is going to battle on. Snappy's going to block the construct. They're currently 2/2s. Now, of course, another construct could be made in combat here to make 3/3s.
I feel like you're priced into using that Flame of Anor, right? Like, well, Snapcaster's around.
All right, and here it is.
But I'm with you. I don't know, like, you need to draw cards, but you also, this battlefield is too daunting. I just don't see a way out at the moment right now.
All right, so 5 damage to Myco Spawn. Going to shatter the construct. That shrinks the construct in play down to 1 power.
Yeah, that's nice.
A little bit of a trade. 3 damage gets through. Board gets cleaned up, but not necessarily in James's favor.
Yeah, and you just got to think. The way that Daniel operated with looking at his graveyard and stuff, that he has Emrakul, but okay, I'll eat my words immediately. We didn't cast it, so hey, James is doing okay now.
Is there a world where Daniel just doesn't want to play Emrakul into the subtlety?
Yeah.
Wants to find other things to do? Or
If it's the world of you can cast it or you can do a construct, I'm constructing because what pressure do you have right now? Sure, you have the pressure of my opponent draws bolt, snap bolt, but that's not that realistic.
All right. We saw a few bolts used early as well. So here's the construct. Now we see a Cosmos command. X is equal to 2. Imagine making some spawn tokens and drawing some cards.
Consign from James, though, is quite nice, but still has the problem of the things beating him down currently right now.
All right, so yeah. Well, mana counterspell, not too shabby, but we got another construct coming. We got an artifact coming, a bunch of mana. The threat of Emrakul still looms, has the board. Daniel's looking in a pretty amazing spot in this game.
Yeah. And only 8. I mean, this match has been awesome, Jim, but only 8 minutes left. This is getting to be very, very scary for both players.
Yep.
Like, a draw isn't detrimental at this stage of their tournament. They've already made it in. Before you hit 6 wins, a draw is a loss.
Yep.
After you hit 6 wins, a draw is, well, a draw. And it's a little less than ideal, but it's not GGing either of these players out of the day 2 or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty clock conscious, but I was having so much fun watching this game, and I didn't realize it either.
Same.
All right, coming in. 6 damage, half of James's life total. We're going to see a petty theft on the construct. Goodbye. Into the adventure zone, taking 3.
I want to know, like, exactly the count on how much of an X for 1 these sagas were. Like,
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either. It makes me sad. And the spaghetti monster's here.
Mama's home. The promised end has been promised. Emrakul 13-13. Going to try and give James an extra turn, but also take control of that turn 2.
Yeah. I mean, I loved when Emrakul was printed. I mean, it really adds a new layer that we've just never seen. And James, technically James untapped, so that was up to Daniel to concede.
That's how it works, right?
No, but I love the texture of what Emrakul did to Magic. Like, it's just an avenue that it was never explored until Emrakul. I think it's really, really cool.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I love the flavor. It really, when you know they have Emrakul, the things you have to do look so weird and unbelievable. It feels like you're going insane.
Yes.
So, I imagine not too much sideboard changes here, right?
Unless dress downs were not in.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine we didn't have that on our bingo card, that dress down's good against constructs. And, yeah, I mean, dress down's also just good against Amulet, another Saga deck. But I bet James has been beating up on Amulet decks all day.
What do you feel about Ragavan on the play?
Snapping and putting it in, yeah. I think that looks great.
All right, sounds great. So we got an exciting game 3 coming up for you. I'm, enamored with this match. I'm very invested right now, but the clock is ticking. So let's get to our ad real fast to remind you about next weekend. Folks, Baltimore. Let's just do it all over again.
My spidey senses are tingling.
Oh, mine are too. And we got Standard coming up for you. We got a major event on the Spotlight Series. Standard, perhaps Vivi's Last Dance. And we're going to
definitely could be.
Will Vivi take down the Last Dance, or will someone else ruin the party? I'm hoping ruin the party, personally.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, the party was ruined last time. Vivi did not win the last Spotlight. Sure, it had a great showing and stuff, but, Mono Red had a pretty good weekend as well. There's some new Sultai Reanimator style decks that are popping up. There are some interesting things happening in Standard. And I, for one, am pretty excited to see all this unfold. It's going to be really awesome here in Baltimore.
Yep, and don't forget, it's an open tournament. This is an open tournament. You can just walk up and play. There are 8 Pro Tour slots in the top 8, and there are also a bunch of other wonderful things happening at SGCon, all sorts of formats and events, so check that out as well, October 24th to the 26th. Hope to see you there. All info on StarCityGames.com/SGCon for Magic Spotlight Spider-Man.
And you know where you're going to be able to find me? In the Mystery Sealed on Friday. I'm fully hooked. That stuff was an absolute blast. I'm ready to do it again.
All right, so now I was really, really hoping we'd come back to them almost already in turn 1.
Yeah.
There's 5 minutes, folks. Let's go. We got to move us along here.
Yeah, or maybe there was a clock mistake. You know, they're like, now we have 14 minutes or something. But, yeah, it looks like players have recognized. No time for a live look-in now, and these players are ready to go.
All right, so I think James wants to see turn 1 Ragavan and wants to see a little more of a tempo-y, Murktide-y draw.
Minus the Murktide.
Yeah, who needs it?
I mean, James would probably like it right now, All right. Oh, baby.
There we go. That's what James is looking for a multitude of reasons. A, it's the best possible turn 1 in the matchup probably on the play, but also with the clock being so low, this is the way to close out a game quickly.
Now, is there a dismember from Daniel? That would really, really almost shut the door here. Or, some ability to play a creature, play a blocker. But how about just a Lantern?
All right.
Could sack it as well.
All right. How about 2 mana on turn 1? That's really good.
Yeah?
Cycling on turn 1, not so good.
Yeah, didn't want to cycle anyways. I think I would have.
Yeah. No time to mess around here,
Should have cycled. You would have got your Saga.
Oh, man, yep.
That's, of course, hindsight being 2020, but I already had a Saga. So, I mean, Daniel does have a great plan of play Saga, play a Glaring Fleshraker, and at least have a blocker here. But no land from James.
Wow.
Man, the Dismember would have just completely just blown this out, huh?
All right, so we're going to see Consign on the... Is that on the...
On the Saga Chapter 1.
Wow.
So no mana. It will never add mana, but next turn it'll still make a construct. Very aggressive, but hey, it did prevent Glaring Fleshraker, but Consign on the Glaring Fleshraker would have also prevented Glaring Fleshraker.
Yeah, so really aggressive play there in the face of a missed land drop and the Ragavan. 2 treasures. Ragavan is load-bearing at the moment.
Yeah. But here's the thing. As long as there's another land, Daniel can just make a construct. Now that Urza Saga, just read it as, no mana being able to produce. Tap 2, make a construct.
So you're saying a fair Magic card?
Yeah, I guess. But hey, that's a tap land. James is doing it. James has done it. With that was maybe the best consign on a Chapter 1 Saga in the history of Magic. And he's got 2 bolts up there for James, so.
All right, so make that token.
Oh, yeah, he already has the 2 mana, though. Yeah, what am I thinking?
You're good to go. You called that bold right. Construct's down, Ragavan's in. And treasures go up. Here comes the money. Is there a land also?
Does not look like it.
Is a land necessary? Honestly, when you have Ragavan making mana every turn, you almost want to have all spells,
Yes. Also, there's the dress down.
Okay. Yep. Tidebinder, Borrower, dress down, counterspell.
No reason to do it now, though, James. Especially when you're using your treasure mana. You don't want to be that proactive. I mean, I guess James is considering the Tidebinder here, but that's kind of spicy, too.
I don't hate that any more power in play. Again, I mean, both in the texture of a game, like, I think James is the aggressor regardless, but
yeah,
clock is below 2 minutes. I love this. Say no thank you, no construct for you. Get that thing out of here. What are we doing?
Oh, just countered the Chapter 3. 2 triggers are on the stack. Countered that instead and says, hey, I'll clean that token up with a dress down if we can find a land.
Right, that's the problem, is that all the cards cost 2 or more, so this is putting a whole bunch of weight. Never mind, drew a lightning bolt. We're good to go.
No, already had a lightning bolt.
Had the bolt, I'm sorry.
But you can only bolt one of these creatures, and then Ragavan doesn't connect anymore. So James has now stymied his development well and truly. So I did not like that Tidebinder. Like, what are you going to go get that you're so afraid of?
All right.
If anything, I'm with you. I would have Tidebindered that construct.
Correct.
Now you bolt the creature, and now you have 1 mana available, so did not love that.
All right, so a lot of pressure on James here on only 1 land. Finds a land, but it's a tap land. Should have specified. Gonna surveil. Thundering Falls. Gonna see a Ragavan go to the bin. Bolts available. A lot of tools available in hand for James.
The only thing that is not available is a clock.
All right, so sending in the crew. Ragavan trades. Brood Scale's still there.
And now, you know, one thing that we haven't really seen in this game is like, well, you can just win the game with, never mind.
All right, back Daniel's way. Daniel's got now 6 potential Eldrazi mana.
Got to appreciate both players are playing quick. You know, both players do not want to draw here, so they're both going for it.
All right, here's a Fleshraker. With the, you got extra mana floating here.
For Eldrazi, so here is the other powerful 2-drop.
All right. And we got a Blade here. We're good to go, right?
Yeah, so we did that. The Blade. Oh,
there
yes.
It is. Putting it all together.
And that's game. James does not have anything. You're getting a spawn. You get to equip to there, sack the other spawn, infinite damage, infinite power.
That'll do it.
Wow.
All right. Wow, what a match. That match had everything.
I would like to just watch that match on repeat all weekend because that was incredible.